Okay, real talk. GAC Omicrons are bad. Before we delve into why GAC Omicrons are bad, and I feel that they're bad for the game overall, we really need to set the story. So the background to this goes a little something like this. I started playing Galaxy of Heroes way back in June of 2018. Back then, the Galaxy of Heroes scene was entirely different to its current state. There was no Grand Arena. There was no Journey Guide. Galactic Legends weren't even a thing yet. And Squad Arena was the main source of crystal income. Back then, I had never played a mobile freemium game like Galaxy of Heroes. I'd stayed away from them like the plague because I was aware of just how dangerous they could be to your wallet without the correct preparation. Given that I'm a competitive person by nature, I wanted to make sure that I could achieve the most that I possibly could without spending any money. As we all know, crystals are the premium currency in Galaxy of Heroes, and with enough of them, you can achieve just about anything that you want in this game. So I knew I had to try and get as many crystals as I possibly could. But I was brand new to mobile games and brand new to Galaxy of Heroes, so where was I supposed to begin? Like many of you, I started my search on YouTube. The big content creators at the time for Galaxy of Heroes were of course the likes of Arnold, Cubs Fan Han, McMole2, and who could forget, Mobile Gamer. There were others of course, but those are the ones that I remember most vividly. There was one creator, however, that would shape the way that I played this game forever. And that was Warrior.
And welcome back, this is your man Warrior.
For me, Warrior had everything that I needed, and it all stemmed from just one video. And that was Warrior's free-to-play farming video. It introduced his pillar system, and he showed me exactly what was possible in this game if you focused your resources right and strived to farm the most powerful characters in the game with as little roster bloat as possible. So I used his guide, I embodied it, I adapted it to my own needs and focused exclusively on getting the most powerful characters in the game as quickly as I possibly could. Such thing as the Journey Guide. We didn't have an in-game system to reach the events whenever we wanted. We were beholden to a cadence with no concrete release dates for any of these legendary characters. Of course, we knew roughly when they were going to come around because they were on about a 3-month repeating cadence, but there was no guarantees. So it really stressed the importance of knowing when an event was coming and making sure you had invested your characters to the point at which you could unlock that legendary character as soon as possible or risk waiting another 3 months to get him. As everything in this game is predicated on the ability to maintain and grow your crystal income, and you needed to get the income from Squad Arena and from Fleet Arena, it was so important to build your roster quickly and correctly in order to hit those goals. So if you weren't ready for an event as soon as it was possible, but your peers in Squad and Fleet Arena were, you were damaging your crystal income and therefore stunting your growth. For me, that might mean it would put additional pressure on me to try and spend money to catch up in the game, and that was something that I just did not have the means nor the will to do. Do you all remember this little ditty from our boy Cubs Fan Han? I certainly do. 2018 was a year of unprecedented marquee releases. However, when Bastila Shan joined the Holotables, I finally had my chance to hit first in Squad Arena for the very first time. I was over the moon. This was the biggest payout I'd ever reached, and I couldn't have been more proud of myself. I had finally achieved something that I thought I could be proud of. This was my crystal income set. I could remain competitive without paying for the game, so long as I kept my focus. Of course, not long after that, we had Jedi Knight Revan, then Darth Revan hit the tables, and not long after, we had Darth Malak join. The power creep was out of control, and the farming timelines were incredibly tight. Everybody's crystal income was at risk if people did not keep up with these meta characters. Then, everything changed. Capital Games dropped Grand Arena on us and changed the landscape forever. Grand Arena was a brand new mode to flex our rosters and test our competitive spirit. Of course, these days everybody is aware of what Grand Arena is, and the importance has never been higher. The matchmaking back then was at its most wonky when it was first introduced, but I massively benefited from it. I had a small account that had basically every single legendary character in the game with good mods because I prioritized mods early on. I think I lost maybe 1 or 2 matches in the entire first couple of seasons of Grand Arena, simply because my opponents' rosters were far more bloated and were not benefiting from those early matchmaking systems. Of course, CG then changed things on us again by removing the crystals from Squad Arena and placing them into Grand Arena Championships. I'm just going to take a moment now to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you do have the time, can you please just go down and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more additional content? I take a lot of time out of my personal life to make these videos, and it would really mean a lot to me if I could just grow that subscription base just a little. Thank you. I know when you're watching this you're thinking, what has all this backstory got to do about Omicrons? Well, I'm getting to it now. So, when CG moved the crystals from Squad Arena to Grand Arena, it changed the dynamic of how you approach this game. Squad Arena now is almost, but not entirely, worthless. Those crystals are what everybody is fighting for. Now, as they are in Grand Arena, the importance of winning Grand Arena is pivotal. Obviously, Omicrons will help you. However, if we take a look at the structure of the reward system inside GAC, we will notice a few flaws. Obviously, the crystal rewards for Grand Arena scale based on which league you're in, with the lowest crystals being found for rewards in Carbonite and the best being found in Kyber. The weekly rewards are fantastic too. It really benefits you to go 3-0 in GAC. However, the championship rewards is where this starts to fall down a bit. It seems there's only a negligible difference between getting first place and last place in Kyber 1, and this is true of basically any league in any division. And this what leaves me wondering. Once you've reached Kyber 1, where the daily rewards, the win or the loss rewards are already at their best, is there really any reason to try harder anymore? It's so difficult to get to the very top of any given division. It's so very difficult to compete with the best players in the entire game who may have years more experience, years more time building their roster, and a lot more money invested potentially in the game. Why are we stressing about placing Omicrons that will help us in Grand Arena and we're not actually benefiting from it? In the terms of a championship, there are 3 weeks worth of events, and in those 3 weeks we will have 3 individual rounds in each week. By the end of it, you will have these championship rewards, and for those championship rewards, the difference between getting last place in Kyber 1 and first place in Kyber 1 is actually less than 400 crystals or less than 100 crystals a week. To me, that just does not seem like a significant reward paying out to the best performers in GAC. Previously, if we harken back to how I first started this game, how many of us first started looking at this game in terms of rewards for performance, we used to get 400 crystals a day from hitting first in Squad Arena. There was real incentive there. Now, I have a lot of praise to give CG for giving out a lot more crystal rewards to the entire player base with the way they changed the crystal distribution with GAC. Many players who could not compete in Squad Arena are now getting a lot more crystals. And that's both good and bad. It's good in so much as everybody feels like they can now make more progress on their roster. But it's bad in the other side because it is essentially inflating the crystal market. Having everybody have a lot more parity in how much crystals they earn basically devalues the value of the crystal, not only for free-to-play players, but also for the whales. Each individual crystal now is inherently worth less, especially when you also take into account the recent gear economy changes. I say recent gear economy changes because obviously the state of the Galaxy was over a year ago. I guess the real issue is that I'm not entirely sold on the idea that the changes to the crystal economy were in the best interests of the player base. I genuinely think the game has actually suffered a little bit because of it. GAC always used to be my very favourite game mode. It was always the one that I most invested in and most looked forward to out of anything that we did in this game. However, sometimes I just feel like the reward and the effort values that you put into this, there just isn't enough balance in it. And Datacrons are just making this so much worse. Datacrons are now largely invalidating the use of Omicrons. Datacrons are invalidating mods. There's no reason to have really good mods when you have Datacrons that will give you 25% speed boosts at the start of turns. You know, the start of the game. It's like, why do we have Datacrons in a competitive game mode like this that are temporary, that are an eternal hamster wheel, that encourages people to spend droves and droves of money? I'm not saying that whales are happy about this, because ultimately the people at the top of Grand Arena, they are all investing heavily into Datacrons and Omicrons to try and get marginal better rewards. It's not in our best interest to indulge in this, guys. I am genuinely worried about the future of Galaxy of Heroes. This video has taken me a long time to make and even further time to actually edit, guys. I would really appreciate it if you could just give this video a like, just a couple of seconds of your time, share it with some of your guildies, and I'm using a new video format right now. Let me know your feedback. I would appreciate any constructive criticism that you can get. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. Could you please tell me, what is your opinion on Omicrons, what's your opinion on Datacrons, and what is your opinion on the change to the crystal economy? Thanks, guys, and until the next video. Peace out. Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.